Coach, what did you think of the trade and your new player?
I think first is I'd like to thank Turris for giving us everything he's given us. I know he was there for many years before I was here. But I can only talk about last year and the beginning of this year as a terrific individual who's given us his heart and soul, and was a big contributor to our culture and our success. And I wish him all the best in his new team and his family also. They're good people that deserve to get all the success that they're looking for, and so we're thanking him for everything he did and for everything he was. On the other hand, obviously, we're getting a top-end center, and that's almost impossible to get in today's day and age. You have to draft them and groom them, or else you don't get them. So I think our GM was relentless in trying to get us a top center, and obviously Duchene was a high-end top center available, and there was a lot of teams after him, so I'm real impressed by what Pierre was able to do. And so when you get a quality player like that, is very positive for your team. And I think we saw some enthusiasm today in a practice. And what I like the most is he was able to end my last drill. I couldn't wait till it was over, and he finally scored that goal to end that drill so we could stop practice.
You were missing a couple of players at practice today. Can you update us on Fanook?
Dion's feeling much better now, but instead of letting that drag, I think today was the only day really where we could give him a break, and I think he'll be perfect after that and get to practice tomorrow, or should I say later on today. And we get a practice on Thursday, and that should be the end of his nagging thing. Boro couldn't get on with us, got on the ice. Let's see where that is. I got to go see Pierre and the therapist and the medical staff to see where that is. We'll see if we're taking him on a trip or not, if it's worth it or not. I think we've got Harp that's coming on the trip for sure, so we got 70s without Boro. So we'll see with the forwards and the goaltending situation. We have to take a third goaltender for sure. I don't know if it's going to be Taylor or Hogberg. Obviously, that player has got very little chances to play a game. So it's somebody, just security, to bring on. And with the forwards, we'll see which of the forwards deserves it now at this moment. I'll see what Pierre has to say, and we'll go with that. It's a personal medical thing. We're just waiting to see how long it's going to take, but it's taking a little longer than we thought. So that's why I can't pronounce myself. It's not something that I'm used to dealing with. So I have to wait till the doctors tell me that he's ready to go.
What do you hope to see from Duchene in your life?
Well, I've coached him before. I've had him with Team Canada. I've watched him a lot. I think everybody's watched him a lot. He's won pretty much every gold medal possible. So he's used to playing with top players in top high-end pressure situations. So I know he's able to handle a lot of pressure. That's one. I think what I like about him is, he does have a lot of skill, but he really relies on his force in game when he has success. And we need that. We want that. That's our identity. We're a forcing team. What I mean by that, we force ourselves inside the face-off dots. When we're at our best offensively, that's what we do. And he's an expert at that. So that really fits into identity. So we're not looking for him to come here and be a savior, because I don't think we need to be saved. I think we're doing fine. But we're definitely looking to continue adding to our identity, so our identity's stronger. And that's exactly what he does with and without the puck. He's great at going inside those dots and paying the price with the puck and without the puck, and making things happen in small environments. He's extremely quick, coming out of corners from behind the net, walking in when you think there is no space, and he creates space for himself, and he can handle the puck extremely well under pressure. So sometimes he makes something out of nothing, and that's probably his biggest strength, I'd say, with the puck. Definitely, he's a hard guy. In terms of defensive games, his one-on-one stick on puck's really good too. So I think everything about him really fits what we're trying to do. So in that regard, he's going to continue adding to our identity. And that's what we've been trying to do for the last year and something, is bring in guys that add to what we're trying to do. And whether it's Boucher we brought in, that turned out well, or whether it's Pyatt and Thompson and Burrows and Stallberg last year, Wingles, and now Douche, Oduya, like those guys, they represent what we're trying to do. So a lot of homework done to make sure that the guys that are brought in are fit the identity and fit the look of what we need to do.
This is his first trade ever.
Yeah.
How long do you expect it to take, just the adjustment, not just systems, but learning tendencies of teammates and everything?
It takes a long time. Let's not kid ourselves. It doesn't matter how good the player is. It takes a long time. If you look at our players last year as a group, it took us a month and a half before we started to look like ourselves and the identity we wanted. So we can't expect him to come in and figure it out in 1 or 2 days or even a week. But the fact that the rest of our players know what we're doing and are able to feed him on what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it, and the fact also he's very, very quick and very smart. Even this morning, we touched on a few things. We talked about it before we got on practice, and he did everything right. So I mean, that's what those guys are. Those are high-end guys. They pick up stuff real fast, or else they wouldn't be chosen by Hockey Canada. It's if you can't pick up and adjust real fast, you can't play on those teams, because that's the definition of those tournaments and those events, is guys who can adapt fast and make things happen quick and adjust fast. And that's exactly what I've seen when I've coached him, and that's exactly what I've seen this morning. So he's definitely a guy that can adjust, and so it's going to take a while, but I think he's probably going to be quicker at it than some guys would have been.
Looking forward to this trip to Sweden, I mean, it's sort of strange to have it come at this point of the season.
It's different. It's a little weird, but we got to find all the positives that are going to come from that. If you're asking me if I'm looking for the overnight plane ride, absolutely not, because I've done them many times, either with Team Canada, or I've done them because I coached in Europe. They're very difficult to get over. Like, really, on the way back, it's not as bad because you kind of stay the same day. But when you go overnight like that, you're actually passing by almost an entire day, because you get off the plane and you really don't feel good. I'll be honest with you. And then your best way is to get on the ice right away. And after that is to keep yourself awake as long as you can, to try to get on the time change as fast as you can. But is it fun doing it? No. It's tough. Your body absolutely doesn't feel right, and you're hoping by the third day that you're starting to, and that's how it was for us with Hockey Canada and with myself going overseas. So is it difficult to do? Yes, but we have to do it. Am I looking forward to the games themselves there once we get the game day? Absolutely. I think it'll be exciting, a different setting, something that everybody can enjoy at the same time as really knowing that the real NHL game is not a fun trip. For me, I'm not taking it, as we talked with the players, not a fun trip for us. It's a business trip. So that's how we've approached it today, and that's how we're going to approach it every day. And we have to find a way to be at our best on Friday, regardless of the time change.